new Pokemon GO event is on the way that has the potential to break the game. The event information for the Out to Play event has been revealed, and with it, some potential problems. This event is going down next week on Wednesday, September 27th at 10 o'clock a.m. until Monday, October 2nd at 8 o'clock p.m. local time. In the wild, we'll have Psyduck, Growlithe, Onix, Eevee, Phoebus, Woobat, Palmy, and if you're lucky, Arcanine. And interestingly enough, according to the graphic provided by Pokemon GO, Arcanine cannot be shiny in the wild. Now this is interesting because for a while now, Arcanine has been shiny eligible in the wild, and I don't think it was turned off, not to my knowledge. So this is possibly and hopefully a typo by Niantic. Let's hope. But the most meta-relevant Pokemon to catch during this event include Onix. Onix's evolution, Steelix, has a Mega that, although is not super meta-relevant, it is a Mega Steel type, which means that when you have it Mega evolved, especially at a higher level, you'll get a huge Candy and Exo Candy boost when catching Steel type meta-relevant Pokemon like Beldum. Eevee. Eevee has a load of different evolutions, obviously, but only a few are relevant in the Pokemon GO meta. Umbreon is ranked 52nd in the Great League, Sylveon is ranked 91st in the Masters League, and Glaceon is actually a super relevant and cheap Ice-type attacker. And honestly, that's about it for meta-relevancy, but not it for amazing Pokemon to catch during this event, because we've got a new shiny, although it will not be easy to get. What's new? Hisuian Growlithe will be hatching from the 2 and 7 kilometer eggs during this event, and for the first time ever, it can be shiny. But there's a massive catch. Shiny Hisuian Growlithe is hatching from the 2 and 7 kilometer eggs, but so are every other Pokemon that hatches from these eggs. Which means Hisuian Growlithe will essentially just be buried into 2 different random pools of Pokemon. So good luck even hatching one, let alone getting the shiny. But that's not the only way to find this brand new shiny. In the field research encounters, we'll have Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Quillfish, and Palmy. And there will be free exclusive timed research that will lead to encounters with Hisuian Growlithe that could potentially be shiny. But in order to complete the special free timed research, you have to complete routes. We'll talk about this in a second because it's potentially a huge problem. But the bonuses for this event include Kecleon will be appearing at Pokestops more frequently. You can earn Buddy Candy faster while exploring on routes, and you get 3 times XP for completing a route. So honestly, a great time to hunt Kecleon if you still need it for your Jirachi quest, I think it is, or if you need the shiny like myself, because I never got it. And as you can see, this event is extremely routes focused, and we've got a big update coming to those as well. But first, don't buy this thing. There will be a $2 limited timed research available that will reward 6 encounters with Hisuian Growlithe, 5 encounters with regular Growlithe, 2 incubators, and 1 super incubator. Okay, technically you're getting like decent value on the incubators for $2, and you get extra encounters, but why are research storylines that we're purchasing timed? If you buy something, if you're buying a special research in Pokemon GO, it should not expire. It should never expire. This is a ridiculous concept, and I can't believe that they keep putting this in the game. It is so annoying. Now, speaking of stuff like that, let's talk about routes, the potentially game-breaking feature and update, and part of this update. With the Out to Play event, there are several updates coming to routes to improve them overall, and they include increased route availability across the globe, a lower level requirement for trainers to create routes, and several quality of life improvements, including more routes listed in the nearby menu, directional arrows on routes, and a running count of the Zygarde cells you've collected in the Zygarde Cube details. And actually, some of these are already live in-game right now. And apparently there's even more improvements coming to the routes feature that trainers can look forward to, including more trainers will be able to create routes, trainers will be able to find Zygarde cells more often while exploring routes, a new notification will be available to inform trainers when there are routes nearby, which great, more notifications, and various quality of life improvements. But the problem here, and the problem with routes fundamentally, is that it is an incomplete feature, and it was definitely not ready to be launched, and it definitely wasn't polished when it was officially released. Niantic just kind of full sent it, which I respect a little bit, but many people don't have access to this feature still. Most people can't create routes for other people to be able to use, and there's been countless bugs and glitches with routes since its release. It was not ready, it's still kind of broken. Plus, a lot of the special research during this event will require trainers to go on routes and complete them. So if people still don't have access to it, I mean, there's no way to do the event effectively. So fingers crossed, hoping that everyone gets access to routes with the release of this event, or it would kind of ruin the event. And also too, just speaking of the routes system, the Zygarde cell system is so incredibly difficult that it's both not worth grinding and just not fun to grind in order to try to get enough Zygarde cells to upgrade your Zygarde from the what, 25% form to the 50% form to the 100% form, which is something you actually might want to do because the 100% complete form is like rank 2 in the Masters League. It's really meta relevant, but it's impossible virtually to get. So for Niantic to make an entire event around this feature, I don't know, man, we'll have to see. But maybe I'm wrong in my skepticism, and maybe this update will be a huge improvement to the system. It will finally give us what we've been kind of promised all these weeks, months, and hopefully everyone will have access to it. Or maybe the event will be a total bust because routes are busted. We're gonna have to see. But right now I actually do have some routes nearby to complete, and I want to show some tips, tricks, and a guaranteed way to get Zygarde cells when you do end up getting routes and you go out and explore them.
But before we go on the routes, let's catch this shiny Genesect. Genesect is back in raids, dude. I haven't caught a shiny Genesect in so long. Oh, also, speaking of problems with Pokemon Go, watch this. We're gonna get this shiny Genesect now. Right now, it was announced by Pokemon Go that Genesect will have the move Techno Blast. It's an exclusive move. It's useful, I think, in PvP, maybe, but people are raiding, spending their money on raid passes, raiding Genesect to get the exclusive move, and we get Flamethrower. There's no Techno Blast. Now, if you go into your items and use an Elite Charge TM, you can see that Techno Blast is there, but you can't TM to it unless you use an Elite, and you shouldn't have to do that because it should have its standard on it right now. What's happening to Pokemon Go?
Okay, so I made it to a nearby route. Gonna click follow on this, gonna walk the route, and I'm gonna show you how to pretty much guarantee yourself, maybe, how to technically sort of guarantee yourself a Zygarde cell spawn whenever you go into a route. And we'll share some route fun facts.
Okay, for starters, some things on Zygarde cells, because that's kind of what we're looking for and what everyone's looking for when on a route. For onesies, you can only get 3 Zygarde cells per day. Once you get 3, you can no longer get any more. And looking at my count, I currently have 2. I've got 2 Zygarde cells in my Zygarde cube. Another fun fact is that you can only get a Zygarde cell on the first run on a route each day, which means you cannot walk back and forth on the same route to try to get a Zygarde cell to spawn. While you're walking on a route, you'll get 3 route exclusive spawns, and you'll know what they are because it will be like a little route icon above their name. When I find one, I'll point it out and show you. But this is important because a Zygarde cell will take the place of one of these 3 spawns. It technically counts as a route exclusive spawn, so important to know. And you're gonna very obviously know if the route feature is available in your area if you go onto your nearby, swipe to the right, and you'll see the route feature. This is how you know if you have it. As you can see, there's the see nearby and then a create route. So I actually have the ability to create routes. I've never created a route before because I never had the ability. Is that an exclusive spawn? You see that? There's an Espeon. No, it's not. That's just a cool spawn. Wow, okay. Let's see if we can find ourselves a route exclusive spawn to show what that looks like, or get ourselves a little Zygarde cell. And check this out. There is a Zygarde cell. This is what it looks like, and it actually spawned, which is nice because I didn't need to risk it to do the risky way of forcing a Zygarde cell to spawn. But if you walk a route and you're coming towards the end and you didn't get a Zygarde cell to spawn and it was the first route of the day, go in and check, make sure you're about 100 meters away. We're at 616 out of 6727. That's how that works. What you're gonna wanna do is pause the route, force close the game, reopen the game, resume the route, and look around on your map and watch out for a Zygarde cell to spawn, and when you see it spawning or flashing, click it super fast. And the Zygarde cells will most likely always spawn at the end of the route, like within the last 150 meters, so be aware of that. And luckily I don't have to show you how that works because we got one to spawn either way. So I finally got myself a Zygarde cell. It was sucked into the Zygarde cube. Now, here's the deal. We found a Zygarde cell, but I didn't find any other route exclusive Pokemon spawns, which means there's technically 2 more spawns left on this route. So let's look at our Zygarde cube. We only have 3 cells. We started with 2, so let's see if we could force some Zygarde spawns. I actually don't know if this is gonna work. Okay, we're gonna pause the route. Boom, pause. Reopen the app. What a beautiful loading screen. And then we're gonna go back in. We're gonna click the resume button right here. Route's gonna resume. And let's see any spawns. I actually don't know if you can get multiple cells on the same route. I feel like you probably can't. I might just not be the guy to be teaching you this stuff. Okay. We're gonna resume. Resume the route. Sweet, we're back on it. I don't see any Zygarde cells popping up, so maybe you can only get 1 per route. And then also when you get your Zygarde cell, you technically don't have to complete the route, so you can just go in and then quit the route, but we'll complete it because maybe we get another cell. Okay, end of the route, no more cells by the end of it. We can complete the route, boom, no more Zygarde cells will spawn in. We'll get some progress on that, I guess. And some items, we'll take it. But there we go, now we got another cell in our Zygarde cube, and we just need 250 total to get the complete form Zygarde. I'm never getting that. Let me know in the comments if you have one, though, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.